Hello, this is All That Boots, your go-to source for everything about football boots. Today's content is somewhat sad, but also very fascinating. We'll be discussing prototype soccer shoes. Prototype soccer shoes are the test versions created during the process of developing a new soccer shoe. Though they are crafted with great care and consideration, for various reasons, they never make it to the final release, earning them the title of unlucky soccer shoes. These prototypes, which never saw the light of day, will be the focus of our discussion, starting with Adidas. In 2015, Adidas made a bold decision. They discontinued their long-standing and iconic soccer shoe lines, the Predator, Adizero, and Nitro Charge, and launched new silos, the X15 and Ace 15. This decision was so surprising that it seems Adidas put a lot of thought into the creation of the X and Ace. With the launch of these soccer shoes, Adidas also revealed some of the prototypes they had considered. First up is the Ace 15, designed for playmakers who dominate the pitch. The Ace 15 that was released came in 3 versions: knit, natural leather, and synthetic leather. The upper featured triangular indentations, which were its defining characteristic. However, before it reached this final form, there were several prototypes. The revealed Ace 15 prototypes included versions with honeycomb, patterned uppers, and water drop patterned uppers. The color schemes and designs varied as well. The water drop upper version was even tested by Ozil, yet these versions were ultimately rejected. What could have led to their rejection? Similarly, the X15 also had several prototypes. While the overall silhouette was similar to the final version, the shape of the ankle collar and the X cage in the midfoot area differed slightly. Next, we have the Nemesis. It appears that Adidas also put a lot of thought into the development of the first Nemesis, the Nemesis 17. The final version and the prototype shared the same concept, inspired by sports bandages, but the designs were slightly different. The released Nemesis 17 did not have any text on the upper, while the prototype version featured the words 360 Agility and FC on it. However, this design was not chosen for the final product. Before we move on to the next soccer shoe, be warned, the visuals may be quite shocking. We're talking about the prototype model of the Predator 20. Adidas designer Ben Herath revealed these shoes at a launch event in London. The key element in the development of the Predator 20 was the rubber spikes on the upper. Adidas considered these rubber spikes to be the core of the Predator DNA. According to the Predator designer, they experimented with spikes of various sizes and shapes to achieve the best ball control. You can see traces of their experimentation in the prototype soccer shoes. After going through these prototypes, the Predator Mutator 20 Plus, as we know it today, was released. Now, let's look at Nike's soccer shoes. Nike also released several prototypes for their Hypervenom silo. When the Hypervenom Phantom 2 was first launched in May 2015, the prototypes were unveiled alongside it. You can see the variety of upper materials and the flywire that wraps around the midfoot. It seems that these were the elements Nike focused on the most while creating the Hypervenom Phantom 2. In 2017, a prototype model of the Hypervenom Phantom 3 was leaked. The upper on this prototype was completely different from the launched version, lacking the trademark foam pods of the Hypervenom Phantom 3. Instead, it featured a wavy texture on the upper. Perhaps this texture was meant to serve the same purpose as the foam pods. Without detailed information on the prototypes, it's hard to say for sure. In 2019, after the Hypervenom line was discontinued, Nike unveiled prototypes of its successor, the Phantom Venom. True to its purpose as a shoe for strikers and precise shooting, the prototype models had intriguing upper spike designs. The spikes covered a much larger area on the prototype than on the final Phantom Venom. The shooting zone also had the words Future Strike inscribed on it. Various upper materials, knit ankle collars, and outsoles were also tested. Even Nike's iconic leather soccer shoe, the Tiempo Legend, had prototype models. In 2017, a prototype of the Tiempo Legend 7 was leaked. The Tiempo Legend 7 was the first in the line to feature knit material, and the prototype had knit material extending all the way to the ankle collar. It looks a bit awkward, as if the collar was just tacked onto the shoe. Not only the collar, but also the skeleton cage inside the natural leather upper was experimented with in various ways. For some reason, the final version of the Tiempo Legend 7 was released without the ankle collar. So, what did you think of these unlucky prototype soccer shoes that never saw the light of day? Some of them actually look more impressive than the final versions, but there's always a reason why they didn't make it to the end, right? That's all for today. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe. All That Boots will return with even better content.